What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, I am Quartet.
And I'm Tony, the greatest me.
Man, welcome to the culture section. First of all, I want to thank everybody for supporting the culture section.
Thank you.
I think we're finding our rhythm. Actually, the chemistry I think is here, and we're finding our rhythm. Yes, hopefully y'all find us entertaining, funny, and outlandish, but get the point of all this too. Today's episode, we're going to talk about people who vote Democratic because you're black or something in that neighborhood. Somewhere in that neighborhood, and we're kind of going to briefly run over like kind of what's going on in the politics.
Are we?
Yeah.
All right,
at least I'm going to tell you what I know. As of right now, if you don't know already, obviously we it's a tense moment because Iran and us are, I guess, at war right now. So, and at the same time, there's the impeachment going on. He was officially impeached. I think the Senate still has to vote on it, but they are going to begin the trial this week. So, a lot of people, I'm more concerned about what's the next move. I'm tracking there's nobody, in my personal opinion, that sticks out in the Democratic Party to unify us and really bring us all together. I know a lot of time as a black person, we just vote Democrat. I've never voted anything but Democrat. I voted independent one time.
Who was running then?
I can't remember, but it was.
Do you remember what year it was?
No, it probably was early 2000s though. I vote independent, and that's because I used to work with this guy when I used to do telemarketing. He was telling me, "Man, you don't have to vote." You know what I'm saying? But there's nobody really that I feel that is interesting that could unify the country. So this is kind of like a double episode because a lot of us do vote Democrat because we black.
Hey, here's a question, man.
Yes, sir.
If in the same scenario,
yes, sir.
Let's say Obama didn't serve when he served, right, as president. Mm-hmm. You think he would have won against Donald Trump? Make America Great Again. If it was Barack Obama instead of Hillary Clinton, do you think Barack Obama would be president?
If he was running against 45?
Mm-hmm. At that time, imagine Hillary Clinton was, or anyone was Barack Obama at that time. He's not president. The same laws passed.
Yeah.
Same two terms were served, and everything went that way.
Mm-hmm. But it was just a different president.
There you go. Gotcha. Now Barack Obama comes.
Yeah.
After all that happened, and he runs for president against Make America Great Again.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have won?
Hard to say.
Hard to say? Why is it hard to say? Just asking.
Because it's hard to say because one thing that's the bailout. So the bailout was a situation. If another person, first of all, I will say this. If it was anybody else, let's say it was another Democrat, like you said, when it wasn't Obama, they would have, and they've sent the same bills up and the same moves in motion, it will be a lot more progress that was made. So we already have healthcare, some other things. Then probably not. Probably not. And I think because if you get two terms where a Democrat is in charge twice, you're talking about a lot of funding for a lot of different programs. Democrats will almost be like, man, it's our turn. We got to make this country some money. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
So it's always a back and forthness.
Always. That's
So,
the history of the.
So Donald Trump probably serve a second term, and then after that it'll go back Democrat, and the Republicans will have the House. I'm not wishing no ill fortune.
I don't want.
I'm just saying that's pretty much what you're saying, basically, right?
Yeah, I mean, history have shown, and
do you think black people put Obama in the White House, or it was a collaboration of millennials or something? Or you think more people voted when?
Can we have credit, please? Can we get let's just. I know it's easy. I think we put him in the White House. I think the millennials got the credit for it, but I think we put him in the White House.
So why don't you think after his term was served, in your opinion, why don't you think black people went out and voted after that? When Donald Trump was running for president, what happened to the black people then, in your opinion?
Oh, this man.
Because a lot of them was on the, and some of them, a lot of them is still on the gravy train of making America great again.
What does that actually mean, though?
What, make America great again?
Like
it's basically saying that, man, all jokes aside, it may sound like it's to the extreme, but it pretty much was Obama messed things up. Let's get America back where it needs to be. And it wasn't, to me, in my opinion, it really wasn't only based on Obama messing up. It's basically like, we messed up in the past, including Obama. Let's bring America to where, in his opinion, it should be.
That's the PC version.
Yeah, of course.
I'm saying that's, matter of fact, on paper, it would sound amazing. Let's take it back to what it was before.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, see, what upsets me, a lot of black folks, and I don't want to, I just know what I know. But a lot of times black folks, they say, well, Obama ain't doing anything. But I'm saying to myself, man, look at what he was up against. Imagine you decide you want to start a business and every bank you go to deny you. That's what he was dealing with. That's why he had to open up a book, find a law that will allow him to do what he did to Libya. In and out. He had to open up a book. I mean, come on, man. It's like, bro, and it's hard to not be like, they did it because he's a brother. And I shouldn't have to say that, but it feels that way. So I don't have an issue with, I think everybody should vote, right? But also, number 45, in my personal opinion, has destroyed this country.
Is there any particular reason you refer to him as number 45? Just asking.
I refuse to say his name.
Oh, number 45.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lottery ticket almost. Number 45.
I would rather say, because I don't want them pulling down the videotape.
Oh.
And plus, I don't really but and the other thing it is, we should be protected under the First Amendment, even though we're not dogging him. Because I'm going to tell you this. I feel like this. If you vote, you have every right to your opinion, no matter how wild it is or not wild. If you don't vote, you have a right to your opinion, and I can just put earplugs in my ear.
How do you feel about people who vote, but they don't follow politics or even the issues? They literally just go there to vote.
This is how you end up in the situation that we're in right now.
Because I believe, even, I'm black, so I can speak. I can't speak for every black person, but if we're talking about black people always voting Democrat, I believe when they go to vote, because there actually is an option for you to vote all Democrat, even without knowing where some of these people even stand.
Who they are.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a lot of people. When it's time to vote, literally,
and that's how
there's a lot of people on the ballot. And some of them, I never heard of their name. I haven't seen a commercial. I mean, it is like, I don't even know. Do you know how, the exact number? It is like running for everything, man. And I guess it saves the time to say, yeah, I'll just go ahead and pick that option.
That's how they get elected.
Yeah, man.
They count on that. I'm not saying it's not some wool involved. Because if I was a politician and I said, long as they vote Democrat, I'm going to get in. I mean, sometimes it's a part of the game. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate a little con every now and then. Con me, just don't be blunt with it. You know what I'm saying? Because
So you basically want to be lied to then?
whatever you want to say, man. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying I just know it's gonna come, but I don't want that to stop people from voting and find out what's going on. The truth of it is, a lot of us probably voted for Obama because he was black, to include myself, and I consider myself a pretty aware person. I don't want to use the word WOKE. I'm aware. You know how the boys say, stay woke. Have a nap, sir.
Does that sound like a tad bit of racism to you?
Stay woke.
No, you voted for him because he was black. I mean, you didn't say you voted for him for his policies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you that I voted for Obama because he looked like me. He a Democrat. He black. Cha-ching. That's the way it went
So
out.
you thought it was a win-win situation.
I said, for the first time in my life, I'm going to see a black man in the White House.
So I'm going to put him in there. Not knowing what he's about, but for the first time, I just want to put him in there. You know, one time I was listening to Reverend Al Sharpton.
Not Reverend Al.
Because he was on the St. Augustine's radio station.
Gotcha.
They got a segment.
Shout out to Reverend Al Sharpton.
Yeah. And it was I think it was around when Obama was running for his second term, and people was calling in, and they was talking about we need to support him and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And Reverend Al Sharpton said, where was this support when I was trying to run for president and run for office? He literally said that. I mean, he said he understood it, but he was trying to figure out. And I knew it was all because of timing, because everything has a place and a time. It just wasn't, we wasn't ready for it. Then the world was so-called ready for it. Like, even now, I think the slogan really is what got it done. Make America great again. And it sounds good, don't it? I mean, it sounds like it wasn't great to start off with, but when you say great again, you basically, psychologically, you think about all the stuff you didn't like. Mm-hmm. Taxes and other stuff, whatever you identify with. You don't really hear what he's saying. And you hear, I want to be great again. Matter of fact, it sounds like it's going to benefit me. And you forget everything else. You forget, like, the commercials they showed, him picking on kids with, like, certain autism and stuff like that. I don't even know how you could look past that, number one. Jeez. But people just look straight towards, as they call it, MAGA.
Hey, man, I find it... See, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing about, like, poor doesn't discriminate, right? And a lot of time, poor means uneducated. So, in a lot of ways, Make America Great Again kind of brings the poor to the front. And I'm trying to, because it's a point, and it's not just, a lot of times, we all are guests in this country. First of all, like a lot of us, the Indians were here first, so a lot of us are guests. But we've discovered a lot about each other. Some people don't like black people. Some black people don't like white people. A lot of this stuff can coexist. But what has happened, in my opinion, Making America Great Again has really made it okay for the super ignorant to be at the forefront. And to me, I could be a black person and say, Make America Great Again? You trying to make us slaves again? Like, I mean, that might be extreme, but if we ain't careful, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people say that.
I'm just telling you.
I heard a lot of people say that.
Now, I just think he's divided this country. And I think the focus is just so all over the place that he promised the people in the hills of Georgia to the unheard person in the rural parts. He won because he went. See, everybody else was too busy trying to go to the black church and trying to go to it. This man went to like the woods and really put the work in. What we did, we underestimated the competition. Now we got uh, Andrew Yang and okay, her last name was Warren, and Joe Biden is running. And then I mean, it's we don't have like not now person. I mean, not now that I feel that's strong enough to take this man down. He may. I don't want him to. I'll probably cry like a little baby.
You think you'll cry?
Me? Yes. If we get reelected, because I feel like we.
But you already survived 4 years. You just have 4 more years to survive.
Yeah, but he shouldn't. No other. And also, man, we at war, bro.
True.
And we can't. And even though we haven't made certain moves, I'm gonna go ahead and embrace that we're at war. And when you start to understand that, I mean, man, it's terrible, man.
I always heard, and I could be very ignorant to this, that war means a better economy.
I mean, it's, in a lot of ways, it is true. I mean, I don't want to. I'm not gonna get the major keys out, but I will say that a lot of companies they do benefit, especially because you have a lot of civilians overseas that work on the fobs.
Do you think this is a step to keep him in the presidency so they can say, just in case the job can be finished?
But it ain't worth it, man. It's like, people was making. I'm talking about mad money, man. You more money. I mean, it's. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I'm telling you, man, a lot of civilians make a lot of money over there. Soldiers don't make. They making almost 3 times more than what the soldiers make, and the soldiers around there just like, man, when I get out, I'm gonna go work for this company. So I'm saying that people benefit from this war. And some soldiers do too. I mean, soldiers do too. Sometimes the only way you see some real money, and I'm sharing this because, the only time you see some real money is when you go overseas and it's tax free. It's a shame, but it's the truth. But if you're a young soldier, just straight out of AIT basic training, your first duty station, or you've been around a little bit, you go over there, or you come back home, you collect some debt, you and your wife or whatever, a couple children, life moving forward. This happens. Like, man, you it scares you, but in a lot of ways, you think in 2 ways. I got a job to do, and I say, yo, man, I can pay down some of this debt. You know what I mean? But everybody around you, and the civilians only really come after it kind of gets developed. It's very complicated, but it's a lot of money that was made. I got a cousin, man. Right, I don't know if you may know him, but at one time he was making $10,000 a month.
He was making $10,000 a month.
A month.
I was about to ask what he was doing, but it might not be none of my business.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
he was making $10,000 a month.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, you probably don't know him, but
does it matter if I know him or not?
Nah, the money, it's just big. It's bigger than the money, because if we ain't careful, like every 10 years, a war pop out. You know what I mean? It's like 2001, 2010, 11. 13. I mean, it's like the war ends, but then you got to go into sustainment mode. I mean, it's a lot, bro, and it's not to be taken lightly. It's a lot of people that have died, but this ain't what the episode is about. It's about people. It's about people kind of voted. It's just you got to try to get informed, and it's very, very difficult to get informed.
Is it hard for being in the military and being informed? Like, you know how if you're a civilian, as you say, it's there in front of your face, because it's always on TV.
Yeah.
They're always broadcasting it. Is it the same way in the military? Like, I mean, how do you know what's actually going on? I mean, I guess it ain't like you're in prison, but Y'all, do the military say the same thing we do? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, they have TVs.
Yeah, I know they have TVs,
I don't know
man.
what you're saying.
I mean, but being in the military, politics might be a tad bit different because being in the military, you pretty much put your life on the line for your country.
Well, let me say
Maybe
this.
y'all see it in a different way.
Let me say this. Ain't no pretty much. You putting your life on the line.
Yeah, so
And I'm finna answer all this for you. All this up and down, everybody got a job to do. And the thing about it is, the way I came up, I did not tell my family what was going on. I would never tell them what's going on because certain things, that's just the way I was raised, so to speak. So there's a certain way that you got to function. When things initially start, you don't really have the luxury of talking to your family, every day. But as time goes by, things get a little bit safer. But again, you're still in the middle of nowhere. You're able to kind of communicate a little bit more. So you have a job to do, and at the end of the day, if you don't do your job, you're going to jail. Um, I want to say this. This is your job. You are a soldier first. Period. Period. And that's what you're signing up for. So I don't have. So other soldiers, we don't have no. At the end of the day, we all got a job to do, and some people are made to be a soldier, and some are not. But let me let you know right now. When you sign up for that thing, you need to take care of your business because you doing what you have to do is the difference between you going home and the person next to you, left or the right of you going home. That's pretty much the mentality. So, you don't have. I mean, you might feel a certain way, but you can't be out here voicing your opinion on social media. That's why it's hard for me to, because I wasn't raised that way. That means that I can't share my objection to the war on Facebook or Instagram or whatever the case may be. But you can't speak against the president if you are a service member. But I'm gonna be honest. When Obama was elected, they never, not publicly, but it was, I did see more bold statements from people, about Obama, about them displeasure with him. But I'm just saying that's just.
does that mean it was breaking the law, right?
Yeah, you ain't gonna just.
Is that law really enforced then?
It's not so much whether it's enforced. It's just you just tolerate. You might be a little bit lenient because at the end of the day, the way that the soldiers were in the '90s is not the same way they were in 2000. So think about every 10 years. Let's think about maybe every 10 years something gets just a little bit less restrictive. I'm not saying it's like that. I'm just imagining in your head the best you can.
I got you, man.
Yeah, but when I was doing my thing, I thought about. I didn't vote. I didn't vote according to the long term. I kind of voted how it affected me then, and that's how most people think. If you have money, you don't want to pay a lot of taxes, and I understand you voting that way. But I'm just saying, um,
So that's like a tad bit selfish? Or you just ain't trying to lose what you gain?
you just ain't losing what you gain.
Because the overall overlook, should you be thinking about yourself or thinking about others?
In the overall, you should be thinking about everybody as a whole.
But that's not the way it goes down.
No, because the thing about it, here's the dangerous part. Sometimes they say, well, you should have invested your money. Some people did invest their money and the stock market crashed.
True.
You shouldn't waste your money. Everybody doesn't waste their money. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people don't have a lot of extra money, man. And I think that's why I know I'm getting off subject. When I see a homeless person, man, 9 times out of 10, I give them something. And I think that's just because I don't know what that is. I done seen where I'm like at the store and a person almost got the man doing jumping jacks and push-ups and jumping through windows just to give him $1. At least if you're gonna make them do jumping jack, give them $5. You know what I'm saying? They just trying to demean everybody. So that always kind of, and I seen that a lot.
Man, I don't want to stay on this subject,
Yeah.
man. We live in a day and time where it's just hard to trust people, man.
I understand. I get it.
Hey, how do you feel about presidents being on social media, man?
Time has changed. I never.
Even with time changing,
Obama changed. I call him El Presidente. He will forever be El Presidente out here in these streets.
I feel like being president,
He opened the door.
You should have more secrecy with your life, man.
You should. It shouldn't. You should.
I don't even think you should really communicate
with the public.
Yeah, even really your personal thoughts like that, man.
Yeah. It's almost like you own a company.
It's almost like a pastor having a reality show. Go right ahead, though.
Generally, the way that CEOs operated, maybe before the 2000s, I think was they kind of looked down. He has to have that mentality, meaning because what he's doing, he's sharing too much like a toddler. Like I'm just saying in general, that's how everybody operates. You share everything all the time, but when you hold certain positions, even if you are not untouchable, you need to appear as being untouchable.
Got you. That's what I feel.
And to be honest too, though, every somebody said this. Every other president go in with dark hair or whatever their regular color hair, come out with gray hair. They say he's the only person that looked the same. And they really was saying it because he's not losing no sleep at night. That's pretty deep, man. I'm not saying, but I'm saying running America is a big deal.
For sure.
It don't have nothing to do with whoever wearing the Magna hat. It don't have. You run a whole entire country.
True.
The unemployment rate, laws, aid. I mean, war. I mean, you have one half of the key that can send a bomb to another place. This is a big deal, man.
True.
But it's starting to mean nothing because of people say they want other rappers to be, no offense. I need somebody with some experience up here. At this point.
So you saying you wouldn't like a rapper to be the president?
I'm not saying they wouldn't do a good job.
Any particular rapper you think would do a good job?
If I chose a rapper?
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's see.
Let's see. I would probably choose Talib Kweli.
Any particular reason?
Conscious rapper. It's based off of consciousness.
I always wondered why. I mean,
or Lecrae. We can always get Lecrae.
I always wondered why would someone want to be president? Why would you want all that on your shoulder?
The power. That's it.
I always thought it was just to tell people, like on your resume, I was a president.
Only thing, see, this is how meaningless it is now, and it's just, yo, man, it used to mean something. I'm the president of the United States, the freest country in the world. I'm a G out here, man. I could point my pen at somebody and have them literally a pen and a map and have that person arrested because I want to. But it don't mean nothing anymore because what happens is I'm president, I do my term, I go write a book, make millions off the book. It's the same process, man. Cats retire from the Senate. I mean, it's meaning less and less and less, man. And it's so important, man. It's important. It's important. The House, the Senate, the judiciary system, it's important, man. But it means less and less. And it's like I feel like we're in the wild, wild west. Even though it ain't the 60s, I feel like we're in the 60s. I'm waiting for the water hoses to come out, man.
Oh, you really? It is that bad, you think?
In my head, I feel like it's that bad, bro. Because, listen, man, it's a lot going on in the world. Police brutality, People, I mean, kidnappings, murder, um, war and things going on in the politics. Things have always been going on in politics, man. But it's just like now, it just seemed like it's just getting worse to me. And I'm just saying, like, I want to enjoy this life, but I think we need to, like we talked about the other episode about the crack in the glass, man. It's like, yo, man, they put a peck in the glass. Now they see we're vulnerable, and instead of us just being G about it, stepping back and be like, yo, I'm gonna show you how we get down. But that's not what we doing. We showing bad temperament. Everything don't need to be. And then we got celebrities going at the president like that's a common thing.
True, right?
That's because he's supposed to be untouchable, but he acting touchable. I mean,
it's weird when he goes back and forth.
Yo, man, first of all, I would be like, yo, keep talking that trash and I'm going to have you audited. If I was president, I'll be out here.
But what if they were straight, though? Like, the audit wouldn't do nothing to them. They're straight.
Then I'm like, let me call the LAPD and let's make some more officers visible.
You would be that type of president, man?
OG status, baby.
That sounds like more like a communist president almost, man.
But I'm just saying it doesn't mean anything no more, man. Kids used to want to be president, and now
I think they still do want to be president.
I think they'd rather be a YouTuber than president.
You think so?
We just got to get the mystique back. First of all, we got to get another person and bring the mystique back. Shut off the social media. Address the media at the press conference, like all the other OGs before.
You know who's running for the Democratic Party, right?
Joe Biden.
Do you think any of them is really appealing to the black community?
No. Listen, man. Black people want Joe Biden, but he keeps doing little things. I don't know. They said something about he let little kids rub on his leg and roaches. He was talking to a bunch of. You gotta look it up, man. Earthquake was talking about it.
Yeah, these ain't rumors, right? These are actual facts, though.
That he said in a speech something about roaches. I think he was talking to a room full of black people. Come on, Joe.
You think someone wrote that speech for him and it was just bad timing? It was at the wrong place.
I think he just getting a little bit. He's an older guy, man.
So you think he's literally the front runner? Because you keep mentioning his name.
People keep talking about Bernie Sanders, but I like Bernie, man. But
Bernie was there with Martin Luther King Jr., right?
Yeah, man. You watch some SNL sketches?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
They be really get Bernie, man.
If you're a politician, yeah, they actually do be hard on him. You're laughing at it too, man. You're right here laughing at the guy, man. I don't think he'll appreciate it. Well, how old is Bernie Sanders anyway? Just asking.
I can't remember. Yeah. Killer Mike was going hard for Bernie, though.
Was he?
Yes.
Is he still going hard for him?
I ain't seen him around. I ain't saying he not.
Oh.
But, Killer Mike.
Somebody here is just his health, man.
Yeah.
They think he's too old.
I mean, they can say the same thing about Joe Biden. I don't think he's old. He's not old as Bernie, but.
Yeah, but it's even the way he carries himself, though. He carries himself like he's in good health.
Yeah, but they talking about health with him too.
They are?
Yeah. Oh. And they almost kind of implying that he doesn't really have it all together.
Hey, you know what tickles me a little bit?
Yeah.
With the Democratic Party now, they're trying to show how diverse it is. Everybody wants to.
They doing too much, man.
Be the face of diverse. They want to be the face of diversity. You know what I'm saying?
Watch this. Show them you're diverse after you get one of them in office.
What's crazy to me is to get votes.
It's distractions, man.
I wouldn't say people are faking it, but it's like I don't even say they're extra, but it's almost like they want to really put it on that they care for you.
Yeah.
But I really feel like it's just for votes, though. I really care for you. I'm going to look out and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But I feel like if they wasn't in that predicament where they wasn't president, let's say they was just a senator or something, they really wouldn't be fighting like that, man.
Yeah.
I just feel like people say anything to get votes.
They are.
to
and
sit in that seat.
and it's very hard for. I feel like we have a duty and responsibility to vote, but sometimes it's very, very difficult to tell somebody to vote and almost because you're voting because it's the right thing to do, but you're also ignoring certain things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's hard for someone to vote when when every time they vote, they feel like there has not been a change or it hasn't been a significant change
That's
where they feel. I mean, you can say vote or die. Every voter's vote counts and stuff like that. But when a person keeps saying that that it's really not changing, we can even say in their favor, they feel like it's just purposeless. Because a lot of people, it it's said out of ignorance, but a lot of people say, "Man, the president has already decided. You can vote all you want to, but they already know who's going to be in office." And I think they just feel that way just because what the lineup looks like all the time. You know what I'm saying?
But like, I feel like this, man. Um, a lot of people say a lot of things about voting, but then when you look at who they support, like I'm
Yeah.
not even talking about so much voting, but the stuff that they support just in regular life, they don't question that, but they question this. Or they see the buffoonery but don't really say anything, but they go along with it. But then I just feel like it's really not that difficult. It can come off overwhelming, especially. But again, people have in the last couple of years they have talked about local government, local government, local government. The truth is this though: uh, how involved locally are you? I
True.
know what's going on, but I ain't at no town hall meeting.
True. You know what I used to ask? I ask all the time at my job,
Mm.
who is your mayor? Whatever town they live in, I literally say, do you actually even know your mayor? Then I'd be like, what does your mayor actually do? The average one does not know their mayor,
I believe it.
doesn't know their name, doesn't even know what their mayor does besides being a parade. Literally. But as far as vote, man, as a black person,
Yeah,
I really think you should vote. I believe because the whole civil rights movement.
as
What you
as
gonna
a,
say?
I was gonna say as informed as you can.
Yeah, but man,
It's tough though.
as a black person, I think a lot of stuff we should do all because of what our people went through just so we could do it, man. Sometimes it's sad that we don't take advantage of things that we're supposed to take advantage of. You get what I'm saying? Like, even we can even say with Rosa Parks, man. That simple. I mean, it wasn't simple, it was horrific what happened.
Yep.
But that stand that was taken there was for us. And sometimes I feel like it gets put on the back burner.
I think
I think sometimes the whole civil rights movement sometimes gets put on the
it
back
does.
burner.
It has, and it will because people, especially when people say we don't need. I'm tired of slave movies. Really, all that stuff ties in slavery, civil rights, all that stuff. It's like to me in my head, you can't have one without the other, and that's why I say you can't. You still gotta show it, make it, whatever, because the generation after us and after them, they need to be informed about what it is, man. Because if you want to have the thing about hope, a lot of to be honest, having hope and being hopeful, a lot of it is really based on the reality that you live in, though. That's what I kind of noted. Like when you start to really, man, it's sometimes to be thinking about that. Like man, if a man loses hope, he really has nothing.
True.
So, and I hope for the. Oh man, but I think listen. I voted for. I voted independent one time. I think it was around 2000. Like whatever that. God, what year was that? I think it was. I don't know. It might have been 99, 2000. I don't know.
You think it's disrespectful when someone asks you who you voted for?
Uh, uh,
Because is it really any of their business?
not really. I mean, I think voting is meant to be uncompromising. That's why they use the little cover thing. But I'm like, I'll go in that jam and be like, I just voted for president. No, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I might stand on it, but I just respect people that vote, man. And I'm gonna be honest, man. A lot of these states that are known for racism, a lot of that stuff stayed heavily influenced by racism because people not being involved in voting. It doesn't make no sense that, some of them known racists been in office for like years upon years. Like known racist meaning that you have like people know that you're racist. Like they know you from like TV.
You think America is ready for a female president?
Sure.
You think they are?
Yeah. Now the question is, do they want a female president?
Well, to me, that go hand in hand, man.
No, ready for it and want one is two different things. We ready for one. We
If we're ready for one, then we would want one, right?
no.
Matter of fact, do you think America wants a female president?
Nah.
Why is that? You think it has anything to do with masculinity or anything like that, or the image of a man or image of a woman? Or even the role of a man, so to speak,
I don't know, but
is that kind of sexist, you think?
Yes. You know what we discussed this in class the other day about we was watching a film about social media stars basically, and I was literally saying, somebody said something about a woman, like women are better, they engage more than men. And he paused the film, right? And he said, how many of y'all? I said, you better believe it, because women, man, it's crazy. Like daytime television, soap operas, cooking shows, makeup tutorials. If you have a decent amount of female audience, you probably gonna be successful. And I said it's crazy how like the women are underpaid, but they truly do move and shake this world. Think about that. If you look at not you or me, but look at not now, but when we was younger, a man, they'll look at a picture of a woman and be like. A dude, like even just dudes don't engage. They just like they sit back from far and spectate. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? But other ladies will love on other ladies. At least that's what I just said, listen, if you ain't got no female audience, you might well just some kind of way.
So with that being said,
yes, sir.
If that is true, so
it is most definitely true.
You don't think females want a female president then, right?
I didn't say that.
Well,
where did you get all that from?
Because we're talking about them in numbers and having a female backing and a female audience, right?
Yeah.
So
how did you get that?
Obviously, because you come on, man.
I just said the females move the world. What they got?
If the females move the world, then
they do.
If they do,
they do.
The same females that
should make you president.
Yeah, so that I'm tying that in. I guess females don't want a female president.
You could assume that, but it's gonna be hard to prove that.
Well, because the proof is if they take a survey and a tally.
Hey, listen, man.
And they say to females, if they actually did a survey. Matter of fact, you know what? It's possible to even do it on YouTube. You know how YouTube you can do the vote thing? You could be like, but
listen, man. I think Hillary was about to take it, but something happened.
Yeah, the votes happened. That's what happened.
She was like the front runner, man, for a minute.
Yeah, but the votes happened. It ain't about how you start the race; it's how you finish, man.
Hey,
it's who crossed the finish line first. You could be winning the whole time and lose at the end.
I did not. No, I ain't gonna do it. But
I know you weren't about to do Bill Clinton.
I was.
Oh man. Woo!
Hey man, I think, man, it's voting, you just want to be informed as possible. Look, we gonna vote for what we identify with, but I think there's nothing wrong with that. But I think you should make a conscious vote to know as much as you can about where the person stands. The truth is this: if you're poor, you want more money.
Of course.
If you're rich, you want to get taxed less.
Of course, because you want to keep your money.
Exactly. Now, the fact that what really separates a lot, classism is really what we're talking about. What really kind of determines how a person votes. I don't care what they say, man. Classism is yo, man. The thing about it now, you can't tell the difference between like the poor and middle class, kind of almost like that a little bit. But it used to be a time where it was like poor, middle class, rich. But see, if you making $20 million a film and you got to give the government like $8 million, like what in the world is going on? So in our head they balling, but they pay a lot in taxes. And then a celebrity, I remember Queen Latifah, like she said she don't like to. I don't like getting taxed like this, but in the grand scheme of things, like she was with trying to cut taxes for the people that make less than $250. See, sometimes you have to, when you're voting, that's essentially what you're doing. It sucks because everybody not going to see. Some people don't think about the fact they're going to get old one day. And I'm not saying that's the only thing I'm going to get old one day. I hope someone's around, but it's mad scary. Say you worked your whole life, you 5 payments away from paying off your home, but for some reason you gotta retire, or they say, listen, we're gonna have to go and retire you out, and for some reason you don't get nothing, right? When you leave there, you 5 payments away. You say, well, I can just go and draw Social Security, but then that Social Security ain't enough. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this really could happen.
Hey, this is my problem though, man. With that,
Mm-hmm.
If you already put in the Social Security, right?
You should get what you put in, right?
Yeah. If you gonna say no more Social Security, then give me what I just put in, then, and we can be good. I wouldn't say good, but I can invest that in the IRA, I guess, or something else like that. Make sure it's still drawing some type
You
of.
just live off bologna and bread.
What about the people who's diabetic? I don't think they can really eat bread and bologna like that.
That's true, but I'm just saying.
Or the vegans, they don't want no.
First of all, if you poor, you can't afford to be no vegan.
You don't think so, man?
Man, that stuff is expensive. Vegan
No,
and organic.
My bad. You can afford probably to be a vegetarian then.
What?
Cause you can find some cheap vegetables. They got some in the frozen aisle.
Well, I guess. But listen, man, I think that
I think people should stay informed. I know that.
yeah, you gotta stay informed. Like it's funny. It's funny and it's great conversation piece.
Yeah.
But when you look at what's going on now,
Yeah, I ain't saying you got to know everything, but man, you should at least know
everything.
You need to at least know the essentials, man.
Surface.
Yeah, man. At least you should know.
At least Google them before you go in the vote.
Yeah, man. You should at least know what's going on around yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, a nice slogan: when you vote for the next man. Almost like you have someone else in mind besides yourself. Like you gotta think about yourself, because but think about the next man too.
Yeah.
Be like, don't be selfish.
You do.
Think what's best for the nation, not for yourself, but for the nation, right?
Cause it's, oh man, it's like yo man, you're gonna at the end of the day you're gonna vote for your interest.
Oh, of course.
But I think again, I hope that maybe the podcast will take off and I can put some real money aside and I won't even have to use my Social Security. But guess what?
What's that?
People will still need Social Security if it's around when I get that age. I'm not talking about so much me, but I'm saying if I don't use it, somebody should be able to use it.
Of course.
If they run out though, whew, man. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that's why I do kind of have a problem with people like invest your money. People have invested and stock market crashed. Now you saying it's almost like everybody's wasteful. Everybody's not wasteful, but you can invest your money and something like that happens. And I'm telling you, man, as time goes by, gas is almost $3. You might well round it up because it's coming. I hope not, but it used to be $1.03.
Yeah, when I started driving, it was $1.04.
Come
Hey,
on,
did
man.
you know gas actually was at $3 for a hot minute one time too, man?
And guess what? That's something that you really can't do nothing about because you ain't in that inner circle. It's kind of like,
Yeah, everybody ain't gonna buy no bike.
nah. I mean,
Everybody gonna
it
rent them.
sound good.
Everyone ain't gonna rent one of them
Scooters?
downtown Raleigh.
It
man.
sound good. It sound good till you got to do it.
Everyone ain't gonna get no electrical car.
Man, listen, man. Y'all, I have again enjoyed this episode of the Culture Section. Don't forget to follow Fans of the Coach on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Home of the Culture Section. I am Quartet.
And I am Tyler the Greatest Me.
See you when we see you.
Peace.
Peace.